Welcome to TalksToGeeks.com. Justin here, back with more comic book reviews, and today we're going to be talking about Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong #1. As always, I give you a brief synopsis, and of course, this is from DC Comics. So without further ado, here we go. The DC Universe clashes with legendary Monsterverse in Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. Clark Kent is enjoying a night off with a very important dinner planned with his girlfriend Lois Lane when the entire city shudders under the weight of the monstrous Godzilla who emerges from the bay. What starts as a routine clash between the Justice League and the Legion of Doom takes a dangerous turn when the wall between worlds is breached, with Godzilla, Khan, and the Monsterverse emerging on DC's Earth. This was really good. I'm starting to see a return to form with storytelling for a lot of these comic books now. I mean, we've been seeing so much hits now. We had the TMNT versus Street Fighter comics that's really good. We have Robert Kirkman and Image Comics. What they've been doing with the Transformers has just been phenomenal. And this one, I'll put it up there as well. I really like the setup of this one. I really enjoyed what we got here. And of course, we always keep the spoiler free, but I will dive into just little minor spoilers of the setup and how everything is being built here. And what really works for me here is that build up here. We have, you're not going to see, and if you're expecting to see the Monsterverse immediately in this, you're going to be disappointed with this particular issue because issue ones are usually about setting the plot, setting the premise, and building up to what the core story and mayhem is going to be. But what I really did like about this is the way things are doing here. And Superman's the main focus of this, of course, since he is truly the symbol of hope and just the symbol of DC going forward. And you can really see that now. But anyway, this Justice League is doing their thing as they always do, saving the day. And the Legion of Doom, Lex Luthor, Black Manta, and Toyman is actually part of the Legion of Doom. He was invited and inducted by Lex Luthor here, and you have Giganta, you have Cheetah, and some others, and of course you have Captain Cold there as well. And they are finally want to hatch a plan to destroy the Justice League once and for all. Won't tell you how they're going to be doing it, but let's just say, just a hint. It involves something, it involves two items that are well known. One is well known in Superman mythos, a certain zone, and something that many people something that is really synonymous with dark side, a certain mother. So there's a little two hints of how they're planning to destroy the Justice League. Let's just say things don't go according to Lex Luthor's plans, and something happens that opens the gateway to the Monsterverse, and that's basically the whole premise and setup of this particular issue. Now, what I really thought was really strongly about this is kind of the more focusing on the characterization of Superman, and Clark is going more harder, saving the day by himself. He's literally being everywhere. He's using his powers, not saying to the max, but he's using that super speed to the max because he wants to do something that he's been waiting to do for a very long time, dating Lois. I'm not going to get into spoilers, of course, but everything that he's doing is building up to this time off. Something that he's never done as Superman is to have time off. So he actually enlists Kara to come and take over and watch over Metropolis while he goes on his first ever vacation. Now, if you know superheroes and you know DC and you know superheroes in general, you know things never go according to plan for any hero that wants to spend quality time with their lady or their loved one or just want to have some type of break from it all. So something happens, and let's just say that break really doesn't come true. But what I really thought was well done is that throughout the whole issue, we get to see Justice League members encouraging Clark. We get to see Justice League members congratulating Clark for what his plan is. I'm keeping this review very vague, but he wants to do something in regards to Lois and with Lois, and this vacation is the best way for him to do it. So what I really also liked about this issue was the fact that we do get a lot of, believe it or not, the Legion of Doom I think really shines in this one too, because there is camaraderie between the Legion of Doom, but there's also a lot of infighting, bickering here, which is actually hilarious, which is actually the comedic moments in here, especially with Toyman, who basically Toyman has this chip on his shoulder because he feels that he has so much to prove, not just to Luthor, but he has to prove things to Black Manta. He has to prove things to Giganta, Cheetah, Captain Cold. You know, everybody looks down at Toyman and they're actually wondering why was he even let into the Legion by Lex Luthor here. And I like the fact that we have a member of the Legion of Doom who basically has that chip on his shoulder, who really is out to prove and actually wants to show that, hey, I can be just as much as ruthless, or I am just as smart as Lex Luthor. So Toyman actually hatches out certain plans that end up leading to what we get with the ending. I would say that the art style is really good as well. Very beautiful. I mean, especially this one particular shot right here where we see Superman charging towards Godzilla. The designs of the monsters in here. We only really get to see Kong and Godzilla, and we see some other monsters which I won't spoil as well. But I like the art style of this. I like the characterizations of the Flash. I like the characterization of what they did with Hal Jordan, who was hilarious in this. I mean, Hal is going to be Hal. And it was also really cool to see this really sweet Wonder Woman and Superman moment, which makes me wonder within this continuity, did they date before? So otherwise, you also get a cameo from the Batman, which it was actually a really Bruce Wayne type of scene. It's so Bruce to look, not be the downer of things, but to be the realistic one behind things, especially with his plan for Lois, especially with Clark's plan for Lois, and Bruce coming there not to just congratulate him on what his plan is, but to also give him heed warning of what that is. But overall, I will say that this was a very solid issue. I really enjoyed what they did with this. I'm really waiting for issue number 2 now, because issue 1 ends on that cliffhanger where things really get started. And that's what probably I will say is probably the most disappointing part of this issue, is the fact that it is a little bit too much buildup. There's no real action when it comes to the actual Godzilla or Kong on the Monsterverse here. This is building up towards that, but I'm definitely invested, especially with the characterization of Superman, characterization what they did with Hal in this. I mean, him being a more comic relief. You know, Flash, of course, being a voice of reason, and Batman just Bruce showing up and just really kind of being that realistic voice of reason for what Clark is planning to do, and just letting Clark know, but like, yo, you're gonna do this, but keep in mind that there are consequences and dangers to what you're trying to do. So really solid issue. Definitely check this one out. This is Justin from MetaculosGeeks.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Helps out the channel very much. And if you're watching this on MetaculosGeeks.com, check out all our coverage from New York Comic Con, New York Toy Fair. We have a lot more stuff coming. You can check out a mini quick interview with Robert Kurtman on the YouTube channel or on the website right now. The hour will be returning soon once I am done doing everything what we got to do. And my comic book Cry Hero will be releasing October 31st. You can get that on Kindle and blurb.com on Halloween Day. Thank you for all your support. Peace, love, and happiness. What did you think of issue 1 of Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong? Comment below. Let me know. We'll discuss it later days.